Do you ever feel like your brain is full of English grammar rules, but when you open your mouth to speak, nothing comes out right? Have you spent countless hours memorizing verb tenses and prepositions only to forget them in a real conversation? What if I told you that everything you think you know about learning grammar is actually what's holding you back from real fluency? You're not alone. This is a struggle for millions of learners worldwide. But today, we're going to change that. In this video, we'll uncover a simple, natural, and stress-free way to master English grammar, turning it from a frustrating obstacle into an effortless part of how you speak. Get ready to unleash your true English potential. Part 1. Why traditional grammar learning fails. Welcome, everyone. Today, we're tackling the biggest giant in the world of English learning, grammar. For so many of us, the word grammar brings up feelings of confusion, stress, and frustration. Maybe you've studied grammar rules for years, but you still can't use them correctly when you speak. You hesitate, you second-guess yourself, and the conversation moves on without you. Or perhaps you've asked yourself, why do I forget all the grammar when I try to talk? You know the rules in your head, you can pass the tests, but in the flow of a real conversation, it all disappears. Your brain is working overtime trying to remember the rule while your mouth stays silent. This experience is incredibly common, and I want to tell you right now, it is not your fault. The way most people learn grammar is designed to make it harder than it needs to be. We're told to study grammar rules, read dense textbooks, take notes, and memorize countless details. This method treats language like a math problem, a set of formulas to be solved. But language isn't a formula, it's a living, breathing tool for connection. This old way of learning creates what experts call an affective filter. It's a wall of anxiety and self-doubt. When you're busy trying to recall a rule, you're not truly listening or communicating. Your brain is too busy thinking about grammar to actually use the language. You become afraid of making mistakes, and that fear can be paralyzing. It stops the natural flow of conversation and takes away your confidence. This is why grammar feels so hard. But there is a better way. So, let's start with the clear question. What is grammar? At its core, grammar is the system of a language. It's the set of rules that tells us how to arrange words to create meaning. It helps us put words in the correct order so that other people can understand our thoughts and ideas. When you speak English, grammar tells you which words to use and how to use them. But here's the secret. Grammar is not only about rules. It is also about patterns. Think about that for a moment. A pattern is something that repeats. When we hear English again and again, our brains are naturally designed to notice these patterns. We see them, we hear them, and we start to pay attention to them without even trying. This is exactly how children learn their first language. They don't study grammar books, they listen. They listen to voices, stories, and songs. They hear simple sentences repeated again and again. Slowly, their brains begin to notice the patterns. They start to understand what things mean, not because they know the rule, but because they have heard the pattern so many times. This is why many native speakers can use grammar perfectly but can't explain the rules behind it. It just feels right to them. This feeling, this intuition, is what we want to develop. The more you hear natural English, the more these patterns become clear to your brain. Over time, you start to feel what sounds right, even if you don't know the specific rule. This is the foundation of learning grammar in a natural human way.
Part 3. The power of natural learning. Learning grammar should be like learning to drive a car. You can read a book about how the engine works. You can watch a video about how to turn the wheel. You can even study all the traffic signs. But none of that means you can actually drive the car. To drive, you must sit in the car and practice again and again. It's the same with grammar. You can read the rule and understand it in your head, but that's just the first step. To truly learn it, you need to use it. Many popular YouTube videos talk about this, with titles like, "Stop studying grammar, do this instead." And what they're really talking about is shifting your focus from passive knowledge to active skill. Grammar is a skill. It's about doing, not just knowing. It's about feeling and flow, not just memory. Real learning happens when your brain, your ears, your voice, and even your feelings all work together. This takes time, practice, and patience, and that's okay. So how do we do this? How do we learn grammar naturally without the stress and fear? It comes down to a few simple, powerful steps. Part 4. Your action plan. 3 steps to natural grammar. So here are a few small, powerful steps you can take to transform your relationship with grammar. First, listen every day. This is the most important step. You need to fill your brain with clear, real English. Listen to podcasts. English Unleashed in particular is designed for this. Watch YouTube videos or find stories. Aim for at least 10 to 15 minutes every single day. Don't worry if you don't understand everything. Your brain is listening. It's collecting the grammar and absorbing the patterns even when you're not actively thinking about it. Second, notice what you hear.
As you're listening, try to notice the one small grammar point you're focusing on. Do you hear the same sentence structure again and again? For example, in this podcast, I repeat some sentences and phrases. Do you hear them? That's grammar in action. Starting to notice these patterns is the first step to using them yourself. Third, repeat short sentences. This is where you turn passive listening into active practice. Take short sentences you hear and repeat them. Speak them out loud, even if you're just talking to yourself. It's totally okay. This makes the grammar a part of your own voice. The more you repeat a structure, the more natural it becomes. The more you use it, the less you need to think about it. Don't worry about making mistakes. Mistakes are a normal and essential part of the learning process. They show you are trying and growing. Each mistake is a small step forward. Part 5. Confidence is key. Now, let's talk about something many learners struggle with. Confidence. You might know some grammar, you may have even studied it and understand it well. But when it's time to speak, you feel nervous and hesitate. You ask yourself, is this correct? Am I making a mistake? And sometimes you just stay silent. This isn't because you don't know English. It's because you don't feel confident. This is very common. The truth is, you don't need to be perfect to be confident. You just need to keep going. Here's the secret. Real confidence does not come from perfection. It comes from accepting imperfection. It comes from trying again and again. So, what should you do instead of worrying? First, speak anyway. Don't wait until you feel 100% ready, because that day might never come. Just speak. Say your sentence. Use the grammar you know, even if it's simple. Second, celebrate small wins. Did you say a sentence in the past tense correctly? Great. Did you ask a question and someone understood you? That's progress. Don't wait for big achievements. Smaller steps are where real growth happens. Third, make mistakes proudly. Yes, proudly. Mistakes mean you are trying. They mean you are learning. Part 6. Your journey, your pace. I want to share an idea from a very effective method called How I Learned English Grammar, a slow and steady approach. The title itself holds the key. Learning grammar is not a race, it's a journey. The more you slow down, the more you notice. The more you practice, the more confident you will become. Think of it like building a house. You cannot build a house in one day. You can't put up all the walls, windows, doors, and the roof at the same time. First, you need to prepare the ground. Then you lay the bricks one by one. Then you build the walls. Then the roof.
And finally, you decorate the house. Each part takes time and care. If you try to do everything at once, the house will fall and your energy will fall too. The same is true with grammar. Start small. Choose one small grammar point. Just one. Maybe it's how to use there is and there are, or how to make simple questions. Pick that one point, stay with it, live with it for a few days. During this time, notice it, practice it, and repeat it. Slow learning is smart learning. It's strong, it lasts longer, and it feels better. It also brings joy because you start noticing your own progress. You start seeing the patterns, and you begin to feel like a real English speaker, not just a student trying to pass a test.
So remember, you don't need to study all grammar at once. You don't need to go fast, and you certainly don't need to be perfect. You only need to take one small step at a time. One day, one small point. You learn best when grammar is part of real language, language that has meaning, feeling, and life. This is the power of natural learning. You're not just memorizing rules. You are connecting grammar with real situations. You start to see grammar everywhere, even if no one explains it to you. Thank you so much for joining me today. This is English Unleashed, and I'm Tom. I hope this new way of thinking helps you on your path to fluency. If you found these ideas helpful, please give this video a like to let me know. And for more tips on learning English in a simple, natural way, make sure to subscribe to the English Glow channel. Keep learning, keep speaking, and keep believing in yourself. Bye for now.